Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. We are doing a 0 to hero challenge on the Subtlety Rogue. This is my first ever 0 to hero challenge. I think it's going to be incredibly fun, probably very challenging and trying at times, but it's going to be a blast. I've been wanting to do something like this for a really long time, so I'm excited to jump in with it and to start with Subtlety Rogue, which I don't know a lot about and I've been wanting to improve with for a really long time. If you guys don't know what the 0 to hero challenge is, it's basically where someone starts from 0 rating in Mythic Plus and they have to pug their way all the way up to 2500 rating. So you're starting with a fresh character that has no Mythic Plus IO score, and you start with a really low item level, which you guys can see I'm 379 item level on the Rogue. I can't group with any friends, guildies, or anyone I know. I gotta pug all the way to 2500. It's gonna be very, very fun for sure. You guys are probably gonna see me mess up a lot. Hopefully see me improve as well and learn with me. Feel free to let me know any tips too. My main character is not going to be linked to Raider.io, so people can't see my main score or other people's score that I play with and add me to the group because of it. They can't even see my past season score on this character as well, which it's not very high anyways. I'm going to try and do minimum rating too, so I might try and do some LFR or normal to maybe get some trinkets or something like that my Rogue could use. But I'm going to try and stay away from Heroic and Mythic rating as much as I can and spend most of my time in Mythic Plus and maybe with some open world content. So why I wanted to do the challenge, honestly, it just seems like an incredibly fun and challenging thing to do in the Mythic Plus scene, which is my favorite thing to do in WoW, which I'm pretty sure you guys could have guessed if you've been watching the channel for a while and been following along. It's just something I really, really love, and I want to improve as a player. I've always wanted to play Rogue at a higher level, never really gotten into it. My experience with Rogue goes as far as playing Outlaw a little bit in Shadowlands and Mythic Plus. Maybe did some 16s and 17s. I don't even know if I got Keystone Master or Keystone Hero. I can't remember. But just Outlaw there. Assassination off and on in open world content and PvP. I've dabbled in sub, but I've never really played it seriously, and it always challenged me. I don't know why. Maybe just the playstyle and everything like that. I think it is a more difficult specialization overall in the game. But I think it's just going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping to learn with you guys on how to prove as a Rogue, specifically Subtlety, but just as a Rogue overall in a solo Mythic Plus environment. I honestly wish I'd seen challenges like this when I first started playing WoW. It might have been around like years ago. I honestly don't know. Because I think it would have helped me a lot more, helped me learn a lot more, and become a better player faster, and I just would have enjoyed it. I mostly tank in Mythic Plus, but I do a little of everything. I think this will be a fun, different kind of challenge that I've never attempted in WoW. What you can expect from the challenge is going to be weekly videos, probably a lot of Mythic Plus, and my experiences in the dungeons as I'm pushing and pugging all the way up to Keystone Hero. It's probably going to be super entertaining for a lot of people, maybe even a little frustrating for people that know what they're doing with Sub Rogue and they see me make some silly mistakes over and over again, but that's going to be a big part of this, and I'm really looking forward to that part. A little bit of rating, maybe in the background, maybe a little commentary over that. A lot of self-reflection on my mistakes and how I'm planning to improve going forward. This is the biggest part of the challenge for me. I want to learn here. I want to improve as a player, maybe even as a person too, and connect with my community a little bit more too. I'm excited about that. Maybe a little open world content too, or strategies I'm using to gear my character during this challenge, especially earlier on, how I'm planning to improve my item level, and especially with new patches coming up like 10.1.7 that might play into this series a little bit. Weekly vaults are going to be on this tune as well. They're not going to be my weekly vault videos I've been doing going forward. They're just going to be in this series. So if you enjoyed my weekly vaults, then there'll be another weekly vault in this video, which would be kind of cool. This is a really big thing too. I'm going to be taking advice from you guys in the comments on how to improve, add-ons that can help me get better, and so on. After all, it's more fun to learn together. So let me know any tips, anything you think I could do to improve my gameplay, what you're seeing in the background. And how I could improve. That's my main purpose of this, is improve, learn with you guys, connect with you guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I will leave all my add-ons and stuff I use on screen in the description below that you guys can check out, and always feel free to comment down below any questions you have, and I'll do my absolute best to answer. So if you have any questions about add-ons I'm using, or what I'm doing, rotation, what build I'm using, anything like that, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer. We managed to get into our first Mythic Plus key, which was a +2 under rot. Obviously, it's not very high, but I felt really lucky to get into it. I think I was 389 item level when they accepted me. I know it's only a +2, but I don't know. I was just surprised to get into it in the first place. I don't usually do this low of keys, but I thought it was going to be really, really difficult. This was actually the first key I signed up for. I even made sure, I was like, oh my gosh, my Raider.io show my main? No, it doesn't. It doesn't show my main. Doesn't show any other past stuff. So they just accepted me, which is really cool. We're at 389 item level so we gained like 10 item level from doing Zerlite Cavern campaign quest a little bit of open world content, and then we sent like 3 or 4 boxes with flight stones over from one of our mains. to this character. It only gives you like 389 or 395 item level gear, so it's not even that great, and you can get the same gear over and over again. So I just did a few boxes just to kind of help out this process, to get into a key real quick. And it was Monday, I think, when I did the first key. It went okay. I did not know my rotation very well. This is pretty embarrassing. I didn't even look it up, okay? I just read over my abilities a little bit, looked at my talents a little bit, and I was like, you know what? Let's just wing it. Let's see how we do. Let's see how we perform so, you know, hopefully can improve in the future. Did not go great. I didn't have my weak aura set up like I should have. I used luck those weak auras to see kind of like my energy combo points in the middle of my screen. I really like that. I use it for every character, so I highly suggest that. I felt much stronger in single target versus AoE. But I think a lot of that was because of my rotation. I didn't time things very well or together at all. With Subtlety Rogue too, and I already knew this, but a lot of you have a lot of cooldowns, I think, that is really helpful. It helps you keep pretty consistent damage, but they're all on different cooldowns. You've got one on 45 seconds, you've got one on 30 seconds, you got one on a minute, you got one on a minute and a half, you got another one on 2 minutes. It's like, oh my gosh. There's a lot going on with that. I did okay with pressing defenses, actually. I was really proud of that, in interrupts, which is good. But I need to improve. I think I was top interrupts or second to most interrupts at the end of the dungeon, but I think I know what to interrupt, so I think that was part of it. I know what's important here, especially Lashers here in Underrot. Super annoying with the Decayed Mind stuff there, and the silence as well, so I was trying to improve on that, do my defense as well, although I did evasion a lot, did not use Cocoa Shadows like I should have probably, or Feint, which is just super important. I messed up a lot of mechanics too, which I normally don't. I was just feeling really discombobulated, I guess, from not knowing what in the hell I'm doing on Sub Rogue. It's just pretty stressful overall. My overall damage at the end of the dungeon was 23.6k. I was the lowest damaging person, even below the tank. Now, the other DPS were a little bit more geared than me. The tank was much more geared than me by like 30 item levels, 40 item levels, I think, or something like that. But even then, it doesn't feel great to be at the bottom. I mean, I'm sure you guys, you DPS mains out there that love being top DPS. It really matters, you know, like if you feel it when you're not. Right here, I interrupted, I think, one Decayed Mind from a Lasher. I got hit from another. Two, we just kind of got chain pulled here. Healer did not know that you could cleanse this, so I think the Demon Hunter lived through that, or maybe you got cleansed from that one. I don't think they did, though. But I ended up dying right there, which sucked. I also wasn't even using a talent that I didn't notice I had. I wasn't even using it the whole dungeon. And this is a super important talent. I'm sure you guys know this if you play Sub Rogue at all. Shuriken, Tornado. It's only on a 1 minute cooldown. It's a pretty big, it's a significant DPS increase, especially in AoE scenarios. Obviously, it's insane. I should have been using it. I didn't even check my talents and put it on my bar, which is pretty embarrassing. So. Yeah, so it went okay. Damage wasn't great. We got to work. Single target was okay. Not great, though, even. And I know we're low item level, but we got to really work on our rotation overall, both single target and AoE. Timing our cooldowns well together. And just, I really want to improve on my AoE rotation because I've seen Sub, what they can do in AoE and higher keys on my main and my alts and stuff like that, and it's insane. So I'd like to get to that point. We opened our first weekly vault at weekly reset. Was really hoping for a trinket or a weapon. I think those would have been the biggest upgrades for me. Really would have helped out with DPS or maybe survivability. Would have really liked that. We are unfortunately not able to get that, but anything would have been an upgrade. We got a neck piece, which was great. Still an item level increase, and increased our item level from 389 to 390, so a slight bump, 390. We got a lot of work to do this next week, though, to improve that. I'd like to fill all the Mythic Plus slots if I can. But we have that's a lot of dungeons, low level dungeons. Maybe get into some LFR as well to increase our chances there. I would like to see that we are around 405 to 410 item level going into next week at weekly reset. That would be absolutely fantastic. Some things to take away from this week. I need to look up my rotation. I need to have a basic understanding of my single target rotation and my AoE rotation especially. They were so freaking bad. It was embarrassing. And I need to be using Shuriken Tornado. That's so embarrassing that I didn't even have that on my bars. I wasn't even using it, especially for how much of an increase it is, how it plays into my AoE rotation just overall, and it only being on a 1 minute CD is just, it's ridiculous that I didn't use it in the first place, but it's all good. We're moving on to it next week. We're going to include that. I'm going to get my weak auras from Luxthos. I think it's going to be really helpful for me to have on the middle of my screen. That's what I'm used to see where my energy level is at, my combo points are at. It's going to be very, very helpful. Using my defensives a little bit more appropriately, adjusting to what my team needs, I think. You know, this is my first time really playing Rogue this season and last season at all, really at all. And Dragonflight, so getting the dungeons down, I think is going to be super important, learning how to improve on those. We ended up with our item level being around 393. Towards the end of this video. So starting this next week with 393, we're gonna try to push to 405 item level, 410 item level. I'd love to see that. I'd love to fill out our full Mythic Plus vault slots. So have 3 vault slots, so that's 8 dungeons. I think we're gonna jump into some LFR, improve there, practice our single target rotation. I think there's just a lot we can improve on. Let me know what you guys think down below, like of the video overall. Let me know where you think I can improve. What's gonna be most helpful right off the bat to me. If you notice any glaring things that I was doing that was just completely wrong, let me know down in the comments below. I really want to know. I'm very excited to improve and start this series. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you next week.